at the place we're at the place where this is already happening. It's not going away. And the next 3 to 4 years will test the best of us. So this is the introduction to the energy that you can use to allow yourself to move through the scary and the dark, to relax into the power of your soul, to nurture your life and the life of your loved ones in ways that allow them to cooperate with the evolution of the world and not resist it. Now, you can't make anybody do anything, but if you're given forewarning and if you're given the ability to address what is coming, then you're more educated, you're more informed, you can make insightful decisions, and you can offer opportunities to people to calm down, stay aware, and discover that life doesn't end if they can't buy a pair of jeans. That life will not end if they can't get vanilla anymore, right? Life will not end. It will change. And if we can get through these next 3 to 4 years, by the time we hit the last 5 of moving into 2032, things will calm down. Before they really change, they'll start to calm down. Because right now, you're going to have the reaction for people who have to face the fact that they don't get to live a life of comfort and convenience for the rest of their life. It's just not going to happen. Our kids growing up already know that that's not what they're going to have. It's us who are losing it who will freak out the most. So it's us and our generations, the 2 generations before us, the generation after us, it's us who need to be really bolstered to walk this path very differently and to provide a sense of awareness and flexibility that allows us to recognize that what's actually happening is going to support your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren. Although you won't like what it feels like for you, it is the world that they will live in that will be better because of this massive explosion. I call it a massive, massive pus ball on an enormous wound. And the pus has to be released and the wound has to be cleaned and it has to start to heal before everything else can unfold. So we're in a big blistering moment. And you all began to feel that heaviness, seriousness, right? A sense of where do I belong and how do I function? And this is the general experience. It doesn't have to be yours. You all have tools, you all have techniques. I mean, you all have those connections. Yes, Marilyn and I have that connection, but you all have that connection. And here's your perfect opportunity to develop it, because you're going to need it on your own terms, in your own ways, without being able to call somebody to say, what are they saying to me? And that's part of the contextual change that's occurring right now. And it isn't about fear mongering. This is a statement of fact. It's nothing other than the truth. But it's very hard to access that truth when we live in these little tiny areas in a massive planet. And even though we can see it, and even though we can hear it, and even though we're informed, it's really difficult to get that our world is in such a serious position. It's too much for a normal third dimensional brain to embrace, but it's not too much for your soul to make you aware of. And on the other hand of it, I am excited, I am thrilled, I am impassioned, I am committed beyond belief to continue to do the work that I do, because we are building that new place now. We're building that new experience for people to step into now. And the more who can have an opportunity to recognize that there can be joy in the midst of chaos, and you don't need a lot to really live well, are going to be the ones that are actually charting the courses that create the environments that actually offer significant, not just hope, but real life environments in which life will unfold as a new civilization of peace. That's where we are, Janet. That's what's happening.
Okay. You know what? I thought it was just a tough week. I have to adjust to what you're saying. Oh my gosh.
It's the introduction to how much tougher it's going to get. And I think you all heard me say when we went through the pandemic originally, hey, people, look, you got heat, you got food, you got power, you're able to buy anything you want and have it delivered to your door, right? This is good. Well, we didn't get it. So now we won't have food. We won't have power. We'll have transportation issues. I mean, all of these things are going to happen because we didn't listen. We didn't get it. We didn't say collectively, whoa. So now we're going to be going through that, and you're going to watch that peak over the next 3 to 4 years, to the point that I also have an awareness that at some point plane travel may be limited because the atmosphere can't tolerate it. So, if you're planning on going somewhere very far, I suggest you do it in the next 3 to 4 years, because after that, I'm not sure it's going to be there, not the way it is now. Everything related to planetary wealth is the focus of the ascension energies, not us. The planetary well-being comes before us. And so we can contribute and participate in that, and they know our address, and they know our name, and they know where we are. Or we can be part of that devastation, and that will no longer be supported. So yes, COVID is still with us. Other things will occur and emerge because it has to play itself out. But as long as we are in our soulful awareness, accessing and utilizing the tools that are available to us, as we go through this weaning, consider ourselves being weaned off of luxury, of arrogance. Consider this as a weaning process. Well, you don't like the weaning process, but you have a level of independence afterwards that's amazing. And so this is what we're being entrained into. And these are the supportive energies that are allowing us to plug in and recognize that there is a future unfolding. But the wound has to be cleared of infection before we can get to the real healing. That's where we are.
Okay. Thank you for sharing it. And oh my gosh, it's like we've been hearing it and maybe not getting it. I totally have been seeing it, hearing it. And I appreciate you sharing. Lisa, are you able to be involved, or are you on mute?
Yeah. No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, you're
I'm
good.
on my iPad.
It's better.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I'm on my iPad now because my computer is still trying to reboot. So anyway, I guess my computer's impacted as well. So I came in on the tail end of that, Ilona, and I'm just going to be super honest. That's me. Feels very doomsday. And I want to start this morning on a super positive and a happy note. So is there any way that we can brighten this up a little bit?
So I'm going to take you through a meditation that allows you to access that energy.
Okay, that would be nice.
And allows you to see it forward. But think about this. Look at how you're responding to this information. Right? The general public doesn't even have a conceptual understanding of just on what a precipice we stand. They don't, right? So, it's going to become really important for the general person who is ignorant and arrogant to have an experience that says to them, whoa, I can't do this anymore. Because in general, a human being will do whatever they want until it's either completely denied them or they discover that it's actually bad for them.
I think my struggle is, that I'm hopeful, and that I'm hopeful that more people step up with kindness and love and do the right thing. And, from what you're saying, I'm not saying that it's hopeless, but it just feels like, I feel like there will be more people that will support this than you're saying. You're saying that we've got just a limited number of people that are capable of handling this and moving forward. And I want to believe that we've got a lot more people out there that would join the ranks if necessary.
The hope is that they're going to be able to pull this energy down and that they're going to choose it and that they're going to move forward very differently. That's the hope. That hope exists there. But Lisa, the ascension energies, they're really looking at the bigger picture and providing the most effective assistance for anyone who's willing to do this. So there's hope anywhere for anyone who's willing to look for it, but it's not the hope that you're used to. It's a bigger hope. It's a hope for the world. It's a hope for peace. It's a hope for generosity. It's a hope for awareness. And so those hopes are really good and we need to put them out there. And I'd say the best way to do this is imagine painting the sky with those energies. Any way that you feel that you could paint the sky, or that you can flood the ocean, or that you can put it into your local drinking water, or you can, any way that you think that you can creatively put that energy to touch thousands of people, that would be really hopeful, Lisa. It's not just one-on-one anymore. It's thousands at a time. And so I am going to encourage all of you to imagine putting that energy into your sewer service, your water treatment plant, to put it into when you're passing your electric transformation stations. Put a ton of energy right through that, through the entire thing. You're walking in the nature trails, not just that trail, every national park, flood it everywhere. We are capable of sending out a lot more energy than just to each other. And when you asked me, Janet, what this is about, Lisa, this is what it's about. One-on-one isn't going to save us. It needs to be one on thousands. And all we have to do is shower them with energy, shower them with opportunity. They're never going to know our faces. They're never going to know our names. And we don't care. All we want them to do is to download and receive a gentle rain of change that they can embrace with their hearts and not be angry about. That's key. That's the key. So, all right, I'm going to pick it up, Lisa, and I'm going to make it lighter because that's what you're asking for. But this is where we are. And it's important that groups like this, who are capable of rising to the occasion, really rise to the occasion, because you're going to be the ones others are going to be coming to saying, what's going on? And you have to say, there's hope. There's joy, there's possibility in this. The pus is coming up, the wound is being cleared. We're going to get past this and we're going to do it together. And let me show you how. That's what's really going on right now. So I want you to grab some crystals, anything that you have around you.
I just want to say one thing, because I don't know that one person can say that that there's this doom and gloom, but I will take it from a Buddhist perspective, and that is that there's karma in the world, right? And that it's not necessarily about cause. It's about cause and effect. It's not about punishing, but it's about cause and effect. And we can always change the karma, our individual karma, our universal karma. And I like to hold on to that, because that to me feels like there are endless possibilities in that. And I don't know that anyone, it's not in Buddhism, there's no one can predict and say this is going to be this, or this is the gloom and doom. So I like to hold on to the Buddhist perspective, which is really, it's very empowering. And it's, to me, it's uplifting. It has a lot of hope and possibility. And I hope that helps people. At least it helps me. So I'm just sharing it.
And the whole point is change. The whole point is change. The whole point is a world that continues, that all these children can enjoy as adults. The whole point is moving forward, nurturing and supporting life. And really understanding when you move into that, you're moving away from something else. Because it's real hard to nurture and support. You can't nurture and support life and destroy it at the same time.
Right, and you can't nurture it when you're in a place of, this is not good, at least for me. So that helps me kind of that helps me. So I just wanted to share that.
I think well, this group specifically, we've all been contributing to putting our own energy that everything, goes in the better direction. I think about when we were talking initially about all of this stuff, I was thinking about Maryland and the trees,
Mhm.
it's these beautiful, gorgeous trees and the work that it's being done there. And it's just a few group of people that are putting all of this energy into the work with these trees. Imagine how powerful that work is when they begin to touch others. I think it just starts with us. It starts with us choosing peace. It starts with us wanting to radiate it out. Because it's funny, this morning I was listening again to Oprah's Super Sundays, and she was doing an interview, and I can't remember if it was Marilyn Mays or whether it was Iyanla Vanzant, but she was saying that 60% of the population is awakened. And I was actually thinking it was a lot less because I'm thinking things have been so ugly. I thought it was like 25%. And she's saying 60%. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true anymore. But I think that, if that's the case, then hey, we've got 40% to go and touch those of us that are awake and aware that we are, going out there and not putting our fear, but actually putting our joy, putting our love, putting our peace, because that's ultimately what I think we're heading is to being more of those loving beings in this plane, right?
Uh,
Because I know from what Marilyn tells me, and I choose to believe her, is that out of body, we're amazing, loving beings.
But I think we're amazing, loving beings in our bodies too.
We just have the physical to get in the way.
Marilyn, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting point. Me personally, everybody who knows me, I tend to wear, these are rose colored, but that helps me. I have to stay in that space. And it feels to me, it's really interesting what you said, Marie, because it's a small group of people working on the trees. However, archangels are actively working with them and magnifying the energy. And you're watching things with a small group of people go like, whoa. And we're the bridge, we're the explosions, we're the light, so I've been feeling how very strange it is in terms of these balances. It makes sense when I'm listening to Ilona. The other night, I had a really weird experience. I was awake or in this semi out of body state all night, and I felt myself not so much pulled, but having to give attention to, it felt like the only way I could put it is the four corners of the world, needing different vibrations. Where am I going to get pulled? What am I going to do? How am I, And then the next morning, this was the night before he last, and yesterday I was like a little monstrous in terms of the fear and the not being able to, just the sky is falling kind of feeling. And I recognize that as the humanness. And I think that's okay. I really think it's okay to be human and grouchy and it hurts too much. And it's like, and I think that's a bit of a purge. And I think while we're in our human bodies, we're allowed to do that. But then I tend to bounce back to a place where maybe it isn't justified, but out there it is. And maybe we can't see it, but they can. And I feel like they're holding the space of our divinity. And what did someone say? We are just because we have our coat on doesn't mean we're any less. And it's starting to really crack me up that people who are souls in these amazing, because we're wearing the body, we forget who we are. And it's like, really? And we're listening to the ones out there. And of course, if we filter, we can have the highest and the best help. But a lot of it is just to recognize who we are on the earth plane. And I think there's a mirror thing happening with the 60% as we grow more and more, as we recognize who we are, the earth becomes a reflection of heaven, which is what it is to begin with, without our destruction. So I think it takes everything from the words, from the heart, from our confusion, and it's a big collaboration, and they're rooting for us. And that's what Ilona is saying. They're rooting for us. They're helping us. They're pushing us. I tend to I need to be more optimistic. It's just part of my personality, because otherwise I, would have jumped a long time ago, because out there is so lovely. And there was all these reasons to stay. But whenever I get really frustrated at looking around at this morning, I woke up and I thought, people are dumping into the ocean. It's like putting poison in your own bathtub that you're going to go into. The insanity is crazy. And so I recognize it every once in a while. My friends who think I'm so optimistic, I really talk about, maybe once or twice I have, about what I really think is going on with corporations wanting us to be sick, the greed. There's this current, this undercurrent, and that's where, when you talk about the pus and the, people working for companies who are hell bent on keeping us sick and under the weather so that they can. And yet a group like us, we know it, we see it. And I think it's we're the alchemists. Each and every one of us are alchemists, and we have the support of divine, and we're alchemists. And for me, there's the recognition of the doom and gloom. I can't stay there, or else I won't be able to do what I do. And yesterday was really like, if you want to say not in a good place, it felt like, heaven and earth kind of collided in my head. And I was thinking of Idel. I was hangry, but it's like, when you feed me, I'm better. But it's really interesting. What helped me, I ended up channeling for some people last night. And then I thought, all's well with the world. It's when we're doing the collaboration. It isn't that they have to be feeding us constantly, but when we're collaborating and one with the higher vibration, even if we're having a hard time here, it lifts us up. So I get all nerved up the next 3-4, maybe it's true, maybe, but I can't go to that place where the next years are going to be monstrous. Do I believe it? Yeah, the writing's on the wall. But we hold the space, and we're being held up constantly. And when we mindfully align ourselves to collaborate, and that's really,
That's the key.
everything.
That's the key, that you mindfully collaborate, you're flexible, you're moving, you're open, you're aware, and you're not resisting anything. And you have the constant guidance to tell you to go this way, to go that way, to go this way, to go that way. And that's your joy. That's your joy in the midst of chaos. That's your love in the midst of whatever's going on. And we had an opportunity to practice being that for our loved ones when everything was in lockdown. We just have to keep doing it, and we have to do more of it. And I wasn't kidding when I'm saying, bless your water systems, bless the water treatment plants, the transformers, bless all those things, take it out, radiate it beyond you, because that's what you're capable and powerful of doing. And we need that more than ever. We need that more than ever. So is anyone else want to say anything before I put us into the larger meditation?
I'd say go for the meditation. I think we need it.
So if you want to lay down for
Did we do Marilyn's protection prayer already?
Nope. That's what I was going to say. Let's do the protection. Anyone else want to do it? It doesn't, any of us could do it. Anyone else want to?
I know.
Okay. Get comfy. And take a deep breath and just feel everything that we've been talking about. And feel the light surrounding us. Because we are divinity. We clothe ourselves in a robe of light, composed of the love, the power, and the wisdom of divine consciousness. We wear it not only for our own protection, but also so that those who see it or come in contact with it will be drawn to divine and healed. And we set this intention to raise the all, remembering that we are protected, we are connected, we are the light. And as we raise up, we raise us all up. And take a breath and just feel the comfort and that ease of knowing that this light is with us always. And even as we go through difficult times, that light never leaves us. Feel it in your heart. Feel the shoulder blades drop, feel the heart opening up and the energy going down the spine and down the arms and down through the legs and through the feet, anchoring us to this beautiful world. As the heart opens up and the mind is open to receive everything we need to be exactly where we need to be for the light, for ourselves, for our loved ones, and for the all. God's will be done. We are part of the light. We are part of the change. And accepting this is pure joy. And there it is.
Okay, so focus on that big white ball of light beneath your feet. And allow your feet to actually sort of melt into the ball of light and become aware of a beautiful pulsing, an expansion and contraction in that soul star beneath your feet. And with each expansion and contraction, feel the ball, the sphere growing until you are floating in the center of this magnificent soul's light. And inside this soul's light are levels of energy. And so as the soul's light, as this ball of light expands, you're going to focus on the first level in. That's your hopes and dreams, and it's connected to the edge of the ball of light. And it's this brilliant silvery blue. And it's a sphere of your hopes and dreams all around you inside the white bubble. And imagine this sphere of silvery blue light begin to spin. Just feel it spinning inside the bubble. And any resistances that you have to hopes and dreams that may have not come true or that you can't even define yet, allow those resistances and those inhibitions to simply be dissolved in the spinning motion until your spiritual body, filled with your hopes and dreams, is fluid and soft, filled with limitless possibility and the openness to access them. And just relax into that beautiful silvery blue sphere of your hopes and dreams. And now inside that is the thought processes. And this is a violet blue sphere containing all the thoughts that you have had, and that you even will have. You feel that violet blue mental sphere, feel it begin to spin. And as it spins, allow it to dissolve the judgments, the criticisms, the limitations, the restrictions, the illusions, the delusions, the negativity, and the toxic obsessiveness of the brain. And just let that indigo violet mental sphere just keep spinning all of these difficult and inhibiting mental issues, spinning them down into harmony until there's clarity, awareness, positive focus, the ability to envision from the soul's perspective, and just allow the mind to flow in quiet clarity, to observe in soul awareness. There you go. Good. And now we're going to move another level in. And this is the emotional energy. And this sphere is filled with rose hues from light pink to deep magenta. And feel this emotional sphere begin to spin around you. And all the hurt and the guilt and the shame and the loss and the betrayal, all that negative emotion that has stopped the flow and inhibited and restricted your heart, feel the fluid motion begin to dissolve. All of these hurts into love, into harmony, as the emotional flow is being restored in the emotional body. The emotional flow is being restored in the emotional body. And feel that fluidity, that beautiful current of love moving wonderfully, easily, effortlessly. And now inside that level is a beautiful green energy containing all your memories in this incarnation, in the past, and in the future. And feel this green energy in your memory body beginning to spin. And as it spins, allow it to dissolve all of the hurtful, devastating, traumatizing memories that inhibit, that pressure, that constrict and oppress your fulfillment and awareness. Just feel the movement dissolving these traumas, restoring flow, offering freedom and opportunity to move beyond the past and to create the joy and abundance and harmony that are the memories of the present in the making. And keep letting this spin restore the flow. Restore the flow. And now as you move into the awareness of the organs, systems, and cells of the body, imagine a beautiful lavender violet energy restoring the balance, the harmony, and the flow in the central nervous system, in the respiratory system, in the cardiac system, in the digestive system, excretory system, the reproductive system, through the spinal cord, spinal fluid, through the muscles, tendons, ligaments, through the bones. Feel the optimal movement of energy flowing through every part of your body, with all inhibitions, diseases, illnesses, and resistances melting away. Now become aware of a massive beam of white gold light rising from the soul star base beneath you to the soul star apex above you, creating this beautiful axis of light through the center of your body. And in this place, welcome in the awareness of yourself as an angel. Welcome your awareness of your angelic self, connecting to the other angels surrounding this orb of beautiful soul's light. Through this beautiful light axis, feel the energy rising up to the atmosphere of the earth, and become aware of the 12 new ascension energies here to support you, your loved ones, your pets, your properties, humanity, and the world. Feel the presence of this magnificent spiritual fifth dimensional government caring so much about you that they are offering you massive infusions of the energies you require to succeed in your fulfillment and assist in the fulfillment of the world. Allow yourself now to feel the beautiful reigning energies from these 12 ascension energies to provide you with the strength that you need, the joy, the hope, the endurance, the calm, the awareness. Feel the energies of blue and green descending from the humble Father. Feel the beautiful radiant star energy of the feminine star in massive yellow hues descending around you, empowering your creativity. Allow her to introduce you to angelics you have never even met, who will be by your side. Feel the energies of this noble leader. Training all of us in our enlightened humanity. Feel beautiful golds, greens, and purples descending as respect pours through. Feel the support and guidance of the enlightened teacher. encouraging all forms of communication through every realm to keep you connected. Feel the energies of the empowered nurturer. As all this nurturing, empowering energy to unconditionally love creates protection for you as you grow and develop. Feel and sense the vibrations of the compassionate vocalist who integrates and coheres the auric field of your own and of the world, and the music that she sends forth to comfort, delight, and awaken. Feel the presence of the CEO of Earth, who is sending you strength and presence and awareness and galactic assistance as the new world is being built. Feel the support of the evolutionary composer who infuses honor, attention into our growing experience of the soul. Feel deep blue energies descending around you as you hear his music in your mind. Become aware of the joyous dancer, this feminine, fairy-like energy, infusing you with joy and hope and wonder, creating fluidity and connection, allowing you to dance into the possibilities with a smile on your face. Feel the support and the sweet safety of the attentive caretaker. As beautiful rose gold energies descend around you, and the quiet is filled with tenderness. See her reaching every child around the world. And now receive the massive white and iridescent clear energies of the pure one. Like a gentle wind or a tender snowfall, feel your whole field awakening to crystalline essence. So pure. So beautiful. And lastly, feel the undying presence of the power source. The laser light show, the rainbow of creator source that will descend into and through your spinning ball of soul's light, giving you exactly what you need when you need it. Feel their love for you, for your world, their appreciation of your willingness to support and to assist all life as you find it. And now bathed in these wonderful frequencies, providing everything you need, imagine that before your bubble of light, is your yellow brick road. And just as Dorothy found her way to Oz with lots of support and help, so you shall too. Allow your bubble to begin to move on your personal yellow brick road and relax into your progress, into the adventure, and into the wonder of the journey ahead. And so it is.
Wow, my first question is, how many heard the Munchkins singing? That was amazing, Ilona. That was really beautiful. That was a journey. Very, very beautiful journey. So had a little bit of a hard time getting spheres. I got a lot of boxes at first. It was like, no, round the edges, round the edges.
That's good. Round the edges. That's good, Lisa. Yeah.
So that was very beautiful, really beautiful. How are you doing, Janet?
It's so interesting because I think after getting the information and kind of matching it up with what I see or sense or whatever, I was kind of spinning at first. And then as the meditation went on, all I could see is my work is to clear out my stuff, be as loving and spread that loving energy as I can, and listen to the guides that are always, and I will be okay. And so will any of us and the people we love. So I got this clear pathway, like, okay, I've got my formula. I can do this. So thank you, Ilona. And I calmed down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Come
all-
on,
we can all do this.
yeah. Got our marching orders, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was beautiful. How did everybody else do? Are you still with us? Everybody good? Okay, everyone is on mute, so I'm just looking at nodding heads, but yeah, that was quite lovely. Thank you, Ilona.
Mhm.
Well, so going into the week, we started off with feeling, well, I was feeling after, listening to what is in store for us, concentrating on limited air travel. I feel much more uplifted, much more positive, and much more aligned with, like Janet said, what I'm supposed to do. And I think that's a good thing. I think just before you did the meditation, I felt like, what can I do? How can I do anything? And after the meditation, I feel like I know what I'm supposed to do. So it was beautiful, Ilona. Thank you. Marilyn, did you have something to say?
It's really interesting. I found it really powerful, of course, integrating so much of the physical stuff, the letting go of the physical stuff. It felt as if, when I channel and people talk about their life review, I felt like I was having a little bit of this, seeing so much, just all these flashes of things. And realizing that it's really interesting. I got the feeling of breast energy, like letdown of milk. And I think men and women can have it. I don't think you need to have nursed a baby to have that. It's just a feeling of nurturing, and I realized something, like so many of us, we're a generation where technology robbed people of their natural instincts. I mean, every other mammal is birthed into consciousness with the mother who's licking it or nurturing it or pushing it with its nose to wake it up. And like many of us, my mother was unconscious. She didn't breastfeed. And it's interesting because I found that it's not in a physical way, but it's almost like an image, like when I was talking about when people are off, and that whole image of people just doing whatever and in front of us and we're listening and, I felt that I was the one, all of a sudden, it felt like the nurturing was going out to everyone, but all of a sudden it felt like I was feeding, like I was, like my own body and soul was feeding the soul. And it just made me realize how much nurturing we need. And we were allowed to allow each other and ourselves that healing, that acknowledgement, and that integration. And I was very, very grateful for the fact that we could be out here, we could be downloading, we could be getting everything. We know our mission to an extent, and yet there's the humbleness of living in the human body and having the human experience. Because if we didn't want that with all its confusion and pain and terror and joy, we would be doing it from out there. But we're not. We chose to come here. And so it felt like an integration of, we're taught as women, we've gone over it so many times, not to take. And this felt like a divine nurturing. Sita said something a while back, and I'm not sure if it was with this group or if we were sitting with other people. I think it was with this group, when she said she realized that she chose so much of what she would go through, the soul contracts that a son would pass, like her mother. Their mother had that experience. And once in a while, she just says, Sita, you're okay. I'm sorry it's so hard for you. I'm sorry you took on, I'm not sorry you took on so much, but I'm sorry it's a lot right now. And I've integrated that feeling where yesterday I found myself as having a hard time mentally. And I started to talk to myself as if I were a dog. Oh, you're nice. It's okay. So just relax, down, girl, down. And I found it helped. It really helped. So I think we're all really good at allowing it in and expansion, integrating ourselves into the equation. It's interesting because when you spoke at the beginning, for a lot of us, Ilona, it's a knee-jerk terror. We've been taught, we're the generation, some of us, some of you are younger, where I remember hiding under the desk because the nuclear war is coming. And I love Lewis Black, who says, and I thought this at the time, what kinds of idiots are these? They're having us go under wooden desks, which are kindling. We were taught insanity. I wonder sometimes what happened to everyone else, because I'm still in the, oh my God, and the old hippie thing, there's a war and I think it was really interesting to have that knee-jerk, whatever guided you to the doom and gloom. For me, it was a knee-jerk reaction. It was like, oh man, and then the meditation was kind of like, as above, so below. At one point, I had to open my eyes and stay here because I didn't want to fly out. I decided to stay here and have the human experience, which is what I need more at the moment than flying out there. But there's really such beauty in the acknowledgement of the tenacity, the beauty, and sometimes the feeling of utter confusion of being a human who's somewhat woke. Of course, we have more waking to do and expansion, but this felt like juggling oh my God, are we going down that path of fear? And it's like, I'm not, and then you realize it's all in us, really. It's all, we see what's going on out there. And part of our healing is contingent on the healing of the all, and vice versa. So integrating that and remembering the power, I'm realizing, isn't supposed to take us away from our grumpiness and acknowledging what's going on here. But there's something really beautiful about integrating it. And that's when you can really feel how incredibly powerful we are beyond what we could do. I remember when I was a kid, they would have assemblies about pollution and about this. And it's like, why are you talking to us? Talk to the man, remember the man, go talk to the man, talk to the establishment. Of course, we grow into those people, but it felt like they were talking to the people who didn't have the ability. Well, we grew into having the ability in whatever power and whatever way we can, whether it's hands-on and deconstructing or making windmills or whatever it is, but everything we do is part of it. And I'm realizing, even including our own confusion and humanness, because I'm really understanding, and this was just me, but this part is channeled, because integrating our humanness is so much more of the divine equation then we can understand, and that's part of why we're here in human form. And it's really magnificent. So I didn't expect that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we are the tools. We
Exactly. Yeah.
we are the blessings. And you did receive, an awareness of the 12 ascension energies that are guiding now the evolution of the world. You got to meet them.
Well, I feel like they've been playing tug of war with some of us anyway.
Right, but
Just
isn't
like-
there a calmness?
You know,
Do you
huh?
guys all feel that calmness inside? It's like, oh, okay, I'm okay.
Yeah, if I feel balanced right now, which is it's a good way for me to be. But yeah, no, I definitely feel much more balanced and just ready to take it on.
So just remember, anytime you go into a trigger of some kind, you can start the spin in whatever body that trigger is. If it's the mental body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, you can just start spinning it and asking that the movement dissolve, right? What's going on so that you can have a resolution.
I like that. I like that. That was beautiful. Thank you, Ilona and Marilyn. Does anybody want to add something before we sign off for the week?
I'm just very thankful for all of you. Yes, thank you for all being here.
Yeah, I guess my only comment, my question is next week is Memorial. Do you want to meet on Memorial Day or no? Okay, I'm seeing no's. All right, so we will we'll take a day off. All you people with your big plans, and we'll resume in a couple weeks. But I think it was a beautiful morning again, Ilona. Thank you, and Marilyn, for sharing your gifts with us today.
So Lisa, are you ready to go on to the week feeling empowered?
Yes, I'm feeling something. But no, yes, I am. I feel very balanced right now, and that's a really good place for me to be. So thank you. Thank you. Okay, ladies. Well, I hope you all have a great week. Thank you again, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Ilona.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
I just want to ask you something, Lisa.
Oh yeah, hang on real quick. Okay, go ahead. Wait, Janet, let me just turn off the recording. And we're gonna miss